Hi, everyone. June 14th, Sunday, day 91. I can't believe it. 91 days. Stay safe at home. Ron Crider reporting from Vero Beach, Florida. For you folks who have not seen this before, I daily report the information on COVID-19. I do this every day. I report the numbers. I go from Dade County all the way up the east coast of Florida to Melbourne, and then from Melbourne across over to Orlando. So those are where I report the numbers on, and the information that I am reporting is all about that area, the east coast of Florida. And I want to say this at this time. First, always push the like button. Pushing the like button is a very important thing for me. You know, it's kind of a narcissist, and I kind of like to get those likes, so that helps a lot. And then I do shout-outs every day. When I do these shout-outs, this is for ELISA, E-L-I-S-A. I guess that's ELISA, E-L-I-S-A, pretty much so. Heather, Patricia, Jeffrey, Graham, Carol, Patrick, Carol Young up in Kentucky, and Kim Crider Pizii. That's my daughter up in North Carolina. I'm very blessed to have a wonderful family of 4 children and 4 grandchildren. All have exceeded my wildest expectations. I will ask my producer to put up here a picture of my granddaughter, who is going to school now at the University of Miami to become a nurse. I didn't see that one coming. And my grandson is going to law school. I didn't see that one coming either. So these guys are doing great. My other 2 grandkids are up in North Carolina, and they've started their careers as well. And from time to time, I'll tell you a little bit about those guys. Now, in addition to all of that, I give you the weather report for the Treasure Coast being Martin County, Stewart, and Vero Beach or Indian River County. So the weather forecast for the Treasure Coast today is partly cloudy early with scattered showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon. High about 84 degrees today, and the winds will be east-southeast at 10 miles per hour for you boaters. The chance of rain today on the Treasure Coast is about 50%. And then tonight, variable clouds and scattered thunderstorms, low 73, winds east-southeast 10 to 15 miles per hour, chance of rain about 50%. Well, the big news for today is always more about the numbers, and the numbers aren't getting any better, unfortunately, folks. A record number of cases were announced in Florida with 2,551 new cases, bringing the state total to 73,552. That was yesterday. It was the 3rd day in a row that the state set a record for a single-day increase. The Treasure Coast also set a record Thursday with 131 new cases of COVID-19, the largest single-day increase locally since the pandemic began. The total number of confirmed cases of the virus on the Treasure Coast is now 2,161. 2 new deaths were reported in St. Lucie County, and 1 new death was reported in Martin County on Saturday, increasing the toll across the Treasure Coast to 64. Appearing on Good Morning America Saturday morning, Miami Mayor Suarez would not rule out issuing another stay-at-home order if the number of new cases continue to increase. We have been data-driven since the first day, and we're going to continue to be data-driven, he said. We may have to make some decisions after this weekend. Tell you folks, it's really that bad. This is not a good thing, and our numbers are increasingly going up and up and up. Yes, our rate of about 5.3% of the people who are tested versus the people who get COVID-19 is remaining pretty much in the 5% area, and the governor always said he wanted to keep it under 10%, and we seem to be staying in there, except that we are getting a lot more cases. Well, is it because we're getting a lot more cases because we're testing a lot more? Maybe so. Is it because of the protesting going on? Is it because of the Labor Day weekend and we're just seeing the results of those? We don't know. We have to continue to watch. That's why I do these reports every day. And let's take a look at the stock market. The U.S. equity markets staged a relief rally on Friday as investors continued to assess more cautious comments from the Federal Reserve over the strength of the economic recovery. Friday, the Dow closed at 25,605. The 52-week low was 18,213. The 52-week high was 29,568. That was back in March. The Dow has moved the needle up over 6,000 points since March. This is my comment. Certainly, we are living in uncertain times. However, considering the current COVID-19 situation, the civil unrest, the national election cycle, and the overall world economic situation, I think we should be grateful to be doing as well as we are. One more thing about the stocks. It says here, looking at the stocks, airlines, cruise operators, hotels, and other travel-related names were sharply higher after being the brunt of the selling on Thursday. American Airlines said second quarter revenues will drop down 90% over a year amid a 75% drop in total system capacity. So that's really not good at all. Anyway, that's kind of how we're going to leave you today with my news for today, and then we'll get into the numbers and we'll see what happens. I am reporting both Rebecca Jones's numbers as well as the Department of Health numbers. Mostly I'm relying on the Department of Health numbers. Once again, I will remind you that her numbers are a little bit different. They are composed a little differently than the Department of Health for the state of Florida. Her numbers consist of, especially in the positives, they consist of antibody testing as well, which causes her numbers to be different than the state of Florida because they don't include antibody testing. The reason they don't include antibody testing is they say that those tests are not reliable enough to be included in their results. So when you see her numbers, and lots of times they don't put that caveat in there, when you see her numbers and you see the state of Florida numbers, you say, what's going on here? Are we being deceived? I don't think we're being deceived at all. I think it's just the way the numbers are being reported. Anyway, here come the numbers. I hope they're going to be good numbers for you. I'm doing this at 8:26, as you can see on my clock back there on Sunday morning. The numbers will come in around 10:30 or 11 o'clock today. I'll post them as quickly as I can. And then after that come my thoughts for today. I have some pretty good thoughts today. So have a really great and blessed Sunday. I'll be back with you right after the numbers. See ya. Alrighty, now let's take a look at the state of Florida. So far, we have tested 1,409,992. New tests in the past 24 hours, new reported tests in the past 24 hours, 38,591. And the new positives were 2,016. 2,016. That is somewhat down from yesterday, down about maybe almost 500 points. So that's a pretty good thing. Good in the standpoint that it's down from yesterday. Hospitalizations, new hospitalizations 66, new deaths are 6 that were reported for the entire state of Florida. We're still at that 5.36% of testing versus positives. Indian River County, Vero Beach, 160,000 people live in this county. 8,660 have been tested. The new positives are 8 in Indian River County, new hospitalizations 2, and there were no new deaths reported. We're at a 2.37% of testing positive versus testings. That's one of the lowest numbers. Of course, take a look at it. We only have 160,000 people in our county, and we've only tested 8,660. We've done the least amount of testing of anybody in these states that we're looking at, these counties that we're looking at over here. So therefore, obviously, our numbers are going to be low. Although, when we get down here and we take a look at 1.82, which is in Brevard County, and they've done an awful lot of testing. So that doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. Good news is that we are a small county, 160,000 people, and we have had a total of 11 deaths here in Indian River County in Vero Beach. No new deaths reported. Dade County, Miami. This is always one of the trouble spots. Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. Dade County has tested 235,360. New positives, 284 new positives down there. 4 new hospitalizations and 3 deaths reported in Dade County. In Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, 142,292 totally tested, 64 new positives, 12 new hospitalizations, and 0 deaths reported down there. Palm Beach County has 1,471,000 living there. They've tested 107,093. They have down in Palm Beach County, they have a total number of positive cases of 8,833, but the new positives are 391 reported in the past 24 hours, 6 new hospitalizations reported in the past 24 hours, and 1 new death. And then we take a look at Martin County. Martin County is Stewart. That's 12,562 total testings done down there. They have 36 new positives, 0 new hospitalizations, and 0 deaths to report, although their number is a big number, 9.31. St. Lucie County, that's Fort Pierce, 17,117, and they have, in St. Lucie County, they have 53 new positives, 2 new hospitalizations, and 1 new death to report in St. Lucie County. In Brevard County, that's Melbourne, that is 29,991 total testings done up there. New positives 4, new hospitalizations 0, and new deaths reported 0. In Orange County is Orlando. They have 1,395,000 living up there. They've tested 94,627. The new positives 193. There's a correction here, so there's a -1 in new hospitalizations. Something went wrong over between yesterday and today, I suppose. And then there is no new deaths reported. So let's take a look at the numbers down through the middle. Total new positives for the entire state, 2,016. It's a lot of positives, but 284 of those are in Dade County. 391 are in Palm Beach County. Those are the 2 biggest counties for those numbers. So 1,033 of the 2,016 new cases in Florida. Total new cases, 2,016. 1,033 of those are in these yellow counties over here on the left, or 51% of all of the new positives in the state of Florida are in these counties on the left-hand side here. Same deal over here with new hospitalizations. However, this is much better. Total hospitalizations for the entire state of Florida is 68, and out of the 68, there's only 25 in the counties over here. The yellow counties on the left, and that's 36.76%. So that's pretty good. That's a new low number for over here. Now here's kind of a new high number, but this doesn't mean a whole lot. The good news is there was only 6 new deaths reported in the entire state, of which 5 of them were in these yellow counties over here on the left. It means 83.33% of the 6 are over here in the yellow counties. Got it? Makes sense. Now these numbers over here, we're using the state of Florida is 5.36 as kind of the benchmark for the entire state. Indian River County, of course, is doing the best. Then Dade County is 9.31, very high. And then another one down here is Martin County, 9.31 as well. And then the 6.27 is Broward County. So those percentages are a little wacky. All right, now let's look at Rebecca Jones's numbers now. Taking a look at her numbers, first look at Florida. Florida's testing 1,409,992. She says the testing is 1,083,39, 1,084,39, and the difference here is 329,553. Don't know exactly why there's a difference here, unless there's some antibody testing in there. I'm not sure. On the positives, the state of Florida is reporting 75,568. She says the positives are actually 83,720. There's a difference of 8,152. Not quite sure why that is either. Again, maybe it has something to do with the antibody testing. Then as far as the deaths are concerned, the state of Florida is reporting 2,931 for deaths. Rebecca says, no, it's 3,022 deaths, or Florida undercounted by 91. Don't know. I'm going to have to try to figure out what's going on here. Now, I have created a new little chart for you here, just so you get an idea of where we are. This is over here. This is a chart showing the positives since the 14th of May to the 14th of June. Now, this is the spike yesterday where we had 2,581 of new positive cases for the entire state of Florida. As you can see, that was on the past 31 days, as you can see here. Look at all of these that are above 1,000, and look at all of these that are creeping up like crazy. Now, yesterday there was a reported 2,016, so that's a drop from the 2,581, and that's a good thing. However, we also notice on the weekends that for some reason the numbers seem to be a lot less. Now, we don't know if that's a product of their reporting technique. We're not really sure what goes on there. So anyway, that'll give you an idea of the past 31 days of all of the positive tests that came in. These are all the positive tests that were recorded on the days that they were recorded. Then down here, I did one on deaths. And here's a look at the deaths that were reported in the same time period from the 14th of last month to the 14th of this month. Now, you'll notice down here that we had unusually low number of deaths reported for the entire state of 6. Then yesterday we had 48. That was a big number, but we had 53 a couple of days before that. We had 53 over here. We had 71 day, and our biggest spike that I can remember was 89 in the past 31 days. So our deaths are hovering in the neighborhood of 50 a day going across here. And I was showing you another chart. This is a little bit more accurate chart, so you have a better idea of where we're going with these deaths. So this is my chart. I put it together using their numbers, of course, but it's my chart. So that'll give you another visual indication. Okay, folks, here we are with the big map, and let's take a look at the first U.S. cases, 2,077,888 total U.S. cases. Total U.S. deaths, 115,464. Global cases, 7,824,985, and global deaths, 420,766. And those are the numbers for today as of right about 12:07. These numbers are changing all the time, but at 12:07 on Sunday, June the 14th. And next comes my quote of the day, or quotes of the day, and a couple of my thoughts for today. Hope you have a great day. See you back here tomorrow. Have a wonderful Sunday. Okay, folks, here we are in the thoughts and quotes for today for June the 14th on Sunday. This is a good one. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Listen to this again. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Benjamin Franklin, good old Ben, Uncle Ben. He always came up with some really good things to say. Here's another interesting one. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Kind of like make your own path, make your own trail. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there's no path and leave a trail. Ralph Waldo Emerson. All right, like that one. Let's go here to the next page. We'll have these pages sticking together today. Hey, John Lennon, I didn't know that he was quoted frequently. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. And that's kind of interesting because, let's face it, your life goes on all the time. You're making plans, you're doing whatever. You can't sit back and think about making life. Life goes on every day. That was John Lennon. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Okay, I like that as well. You can't be looking for success. It just happens as you continue to work and work hard. All of a sudden, you're successful, and you look back and you said, how did that happen? But if you every day you wake up and you say, I'm going to be successful today, I got to figure out, you can't even be thinking about it. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. All righty. Now, here's another one that I heard the other day on Relevant Radio. It was from a priest up in Boston. And he said, love thy neighbor, but keep thy distance. Love thy neighbor, but keep thy distance. And they have that posted in a parish in Boston. And as I say every day at this time, be a part of the solution and never part of the problem. Be a part of the solution and never, ever, ever be a part of the problem. Nope, don't do that. Please push the like button. Push the like button. Don't forget, like those likes. And have a very blessed Sunday. See you again back here tomorrow.